Hi guys, my name is Albert and let's review some sci-fi. Today I'm reviewing the 2016 Netflix sci-fi Spectral. This was directed by Nick Machu and stars Bruce Greenwood, Max Martini, Emily Mortimer and James Badge Dale. This film is set in the war-torn country of Moldova in Eastern Europe. Teams of Delta Force soldiers have been sent in to fight off the enemy insurgents. During a deployment, a soldier is killed by a ghostly figure, which can kill with a single touch, and by that I mean freezes their internal organs and boils their skin. And the only way they can see this ghostly entity is via their hyperspectral goggles, which they are wearing. Enter Dr. Mark Klein, who is played by James Badge Dale. He is the inventor and designer of the hyperspectral goggles. So he is sent to Moldova to investigate and to troubleshoot his invention. When he arrives in Moldova, he is greeted by General Orland, played by Bruce Greenwood, who shows him the ghostly footage of the soldier being killed. Additionally, he meets Fran Madison, a CIA officer, who is convinced that this ghostly image isn't a spectral anomaly, but it's an advanced form of camouflage being used by the insurgents. In order to get a clearer idea of what is happening, Madison and Dr. Klein are sent out into the field. They join up with a Delta Force team commanded by Major Sessions, and this is played by Max Martini. And this is where our adventure really begins. Now this film is really worth watching. It was originally meant to be released on the big screen, but it was bought by Netflix at the last minute, which I think was a good idea because a lot of sci-fi aren't really built for the big screen and they do a lot better with a Netflix audience. This film has a very straightforward storyline with very likable characters and a small hint of mystery which will keep you guessing till the very end. I really loved all the actors in this film, but the two actors that stood out for me were definitely James Badge Dale and Max Martini. James Badge Dale's character, Dr. Klein, plays a very cool Marvel, Mr. Fantastic type character. Of course, without the stretchy arms and the stretchy legs, which would have been of benefit in this film, but unfortunately he didn't have Marvel movie powers. He just had his brain. His very clever brain. His character is very straightforward and he has a cool moral type scientist way about him. Max Martini's character, Major Sessions, plays this rugged, badass commander, and his fight scenes are just amazing, especially at the very end when he's all geared up in his Gears of War type outfit and he's fighting with the massive weapon that Dr. Klein has invented to hopefully defeat the ghosts. The CGI and special effects in this movie were top notch. The weapons, the armor, the hyperspectral goggles that they wore and used were really well designed and appeal to anybody who loves online gaming or Gears of War or just any kind of war type movie. The fight scenes are fast paced, exciting and definitely rewatchable. The only drawback I have for this film would have to be the ghostly enemies they have to fight. For the first half of the movie, they're quite exciting, thrilling and full of mystery, especially because they can kill you with a single touch. which is very similar to the enemies they had to fight in Final Fantasy Spirit Within. But after the halfway point, they lose their edge. They're not as scary anymore. I guess because most of the protagonists and the characters don't die anymore. So the entities aren't as scary anymore, because you can kind of tell now who's going to live and who's going to die. What rating would I give this film? Well, Netflix has given this film 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. Mostly because of the drawback I mentioned before. The ghostly enemies losing their edge or losing their threat level before the end of the movie. That's why I've given it 7.5. That's my review of the 2016 Sci-Fi Spectral. As always, I have placed the link for the trailer in the description bar below. If you like my review, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.